Oh man, last but not least, before we transition up, man. So Haley Bailey and DDG, if you don't know, they're a young couple. Recently had a baby. I don't even think the baby's a year yet. Is he?
I don't think so.
No.
The baby's not even a year yet. Man, they recently had a very public divorce. I'm not going to start off on this. I just want to know y'all's raw and uncut opinion from how it was said and how it played out, and the thoughts on their relationship in general.
Wait a minute. Let's take divorce. Let's reframe that.
Did I say divorce? I wasn't going to say anything. Did I say divorce?
They're not married.
Oh, my bad. My fault, y'all. I didn't mean divorce. Break up. My bad. Thank you, Princess. My fault. My fault. So they broke up. What's y'all thoughts on the relationship and then them breaking up?
We'll let you go first.
Me?
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Man, I'm gonna say this and then see. I wasn't supposed to go first, but I'm gonna go first because
I know that's
what go first. Y'all remember Friday night when we were talking about when women get on a certain level, they stop wanting the things that we think they want. When we're like, that episode hasn't dropped yet, but remember we were talking about how like when they elevate, like their need becomes different from the things they can already provide for themselves. Mm-hmm. I think this is a great example of like he must have made her laugh a couple of times. He must have been cool something that she wasn't used to that she didn't get before. Because I personally just don't see the similarities in what he was doing and where she was going. I do not see the connection there. And it's like when they broke up, and I saw how Buddy was all on the internet, like going, like went on this breakup tour to start talking about her. Like to me, those characteristics you have to seen that before that breakup happened, like that level of immaturity. Because at that point, dog, you're not even protecting the brand. Like, okay, people are saying he trapped her with a baby. Earth 99, let's say that's true. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give those type of vibes afterwards because you just making it look more and more like that. Like, why are you talking about the sex life? Why are you talking about, oh, if you're 22, just be out here and grind? No disrespect to streamers, no disrespect to him because he's making a lot of money. But like, you weren't winning in that. You were winning in that situation, not her. To me. And I'm sorry, dog. Like, and it goes back to the point. I think when women get to a certain caliber, their needs are not what we think they are. It's about what they want, not what they need. And bro just looked up.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just that. I think he just lucked up. Like, I don't even think she wanted him or needed him at any point in life. She just so happened to lay down with him and get a baby. Like, if I'm being real about it. I don't know. She never came. She also doesn't broadcast her relationship at all. So I do feel like I couldn't read her really, right? And her sister, they're very private girls. But then together it was, I don't know. I'm like you, Ken. I didn't really feel the connection. I feel like it was a clout chase from him, and he got, like, he won. If I'm being honest, he got the trophy. He fumbled the bag because he let it go. But I don't know. Their relationship was weird. I'm happy she's in a happier space. She seems to be in a happier space. I just pray that they can co-parent because he looked like he's a hell of a baby daddy. God damn. Like, they were in the courts.
I don't want to talk bad about no black man.
I mean, well, I'll say it. He's gonna go ahead. He's definitely about to be that baby that's gonna drag her ass through the mud. No matter which way you flip it, how it happens. Do I think the relationship was genuine? I can't be the one to say it wasn't because I don't really know them personally. And yeah, genuine looks different for other people. It could have started out as like a clout chasing, then hey, it got really serious. My thing is, I don't know if this had to play a factor, but I did read some things about it. Having a baby in the media that much and to become a meme, I don't know if that played a lot into how she lives her private life. And he is a promoter. He is a person that wants to be in the spotlight, wants to do those things because that's a part of his brand. So I think maybe that clash was a lot for her too. And you're watching those things, and yeah, we all laugh at it because the memes are funny, but in reality, this is your child. And that's a lot to deal with. for me personally. So he definitely though. I didn't see the part you were talking about where he said talking about the sex and stuff. That's some childish stuff.
Was that fake?
He claims it was fake.
So Jay,
what was said?
He put on his close friends.
Jay.
He put on his close friends. He said something, plus the head was trash. And I guess one of the close friends screenshotted it and leaked it to the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the head was trash. Your meat was small when we broke up. Like, all right, cool. That's what you got. But in actuality, that little meat and that trash head got that baby. So don't worry about all that. Okay? I'm worried about the wrong stuff. I hate when people do that. Like, come on, man.
Hey Jay, you wild boy.
I'm just being real. They need to be honest with themselves. I hate when people do that. Like, you sound stupid.
I'm just glad it's not me today.
Yo, Jay, wild boy. He said, okay, the head was trash and the meat was small.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, that's what we get it. We get it. You were just over here suffering in silence. We get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. So Asia, Brittany, before we transition to the topics of the night.
I do just want to say, like, I did get to see, like, because I think there were parts of the relationship that I think was dope to see, right? Like, I think it was dope to see, like, this young Black couple that, like, I think back to, like, when she didn't win, like, a certain award, and, like, he held, like, this whole, like, little, it was very corny, but very cute, like, award ceremony for her, right? Like, I think that we have seen moments that it was Black love on display, right? Which I think is cool. The problem that I have, though, is like when things don't work out, and sometimes they just don't work out, and that could be the end of it, right? It could be like, this was Black love. It was a beautiful love story. Like, it was an unlikely match that somehow worked out, and it did not, and it just didn't last, right? And I think it could have ended there, because where she is an amazing mom and she shows that on social media, I think that he also shows that he's a very active father. And so I don't want that part to get like lost in all the things, because whether he's showing his son a lot, how many other rappers, how many other streamers, how many other Black fathers, like obviously on the interweb, on the internet, they're not with their kid as often, like, if I can be so honest. And so for me, I think that was something that was beautiful to see. So I do think, like, no matter what happens with the relationship, I don't agree with him going on like this tour. I thought that was weird, but I think it could have easily just been like it was a good moment. We started a family and it just didn't work out. We can continue to co-parent.
I like that. One person will say to Asia, to your point, Asia, that does put their family on display is the baby.
Oh yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we about to get into the topics of the night. I'm heading over to my good people, Lewis and Princess, man. They bringing the vibes for the night, man. Let's get it.
Okay. So keeping up with the topic that we just talked about, do y'all feel like babies actually ruin relationships? Or do y'all just feel like people really be out here just not really liking each other for real?
Oh, that's a good one.
Get them. They start all that joint. I'm gonna step back.
Hey, I want to hear Asia's position, because she, outside of Princess, you don't have any children. What on the outside looking in, what do you see in that scenario?
I think y'all don't like each other for real. I think it's so funny, and how I'm gonna say this is gonna sound wild, but like, you know how people say, like, when you drink or something like that, it just magnifies how you're already feeling. Like, it doesn't actually, it's just a magnifying glass. I feel like it's like that when you have a baby, because when you have a child, you now are in a stressful situation. So now you get to see, like, those little things. It's like, okay, so you're not like someone that's just gonna jump in, and you're not a problem solver for real. Like, you're literally watching our baby cry. Okay, so you're not actually a provider because we're still out of milk. Okay, so you're not a good communicator because you're not hearing what I'm saying, about the child. So I think it becomes like a buildup of things that you've probably tried to ignore before.
and I think the baby just becomes a magnifying glass.
So
I
I'll
love that,
challenge you, Asia. No, but I'll challenge I'll challenge Asia and say, what if you didn't know those things about yourself, right? So it's easy for the partner to say that, but then like, what if you didn't know that? Because having a baby, man, it brings
Reveals.
a lot of things that you are now learning about yourself, and it's like, oh, okay, hold on, I don't want to be a provider for real. I don't want to communicate for real, right?
Yeah.
Like these are things that I didn't know that were a problem for me, but now that we have a baby, we can't go out anymore. We can't have sex when we want to have sex because the baby's yelling and screaming in our ear. We can't do any of the things that we used to do on a norm without having to worry or be responsible for a little human. That now it's just kind of like, it's not so much of a reality check for the relationship, but it can sometimes be a reality check for the individual themselves. And that's why I kind of lean more onto babies can ruin a relationship if you don't know self first, like individually, because you can always work on things in a relationship. If I know me, then I now it's times 10, and it's like, yeah, but I've been showing you this. I've been communicating with you, so you can't call me out on that. So let's talk about this and how we can move forward with the baby, because we can't do all those things that we used to do anymore. That's my
But
only.
That's real.
That
do
is.
you feel like the baby ruins it, or do you feel like the baby is used as an excuse? Because it's convenient to say. You get what I'm saying? Like I get that all the challenges come with, with in a relationship when you have the baby, but is it just because it's easier to say the baby ruined it versus it's us?
For some, I think for some people do use it as an excuse. I think some people legit cannot handle having a baby and handling life in itself. You can't just put the baby to the side and do you. Like there's a physical human here that you have no choice but to provide for. So some people can use it as an excuse. Some people genuinely just can't.
Yeah.
And let me just add this real quick, because Brett, I do agree with you. And I still stand 10 toes down. I think the baby's a magnifying glass, right? Because what just came to my mind is
Stand on it, Asia.
no, because it's also to what Britt said, because I think that the baby then becomes a magnifying glass to that individual person, right? Like it's now showing things that was in you. You knew you were a lazy worker. So why did you think you were going to be the most productive parent in the world? Like, it's like, no, the baby's now showing the things. But I think about those people who have babies hoping that it saves a relationship.
Oh man.
And it doesn't, right? Like at
That's
that point,
the worst thing you could think.
it's not the baby, it's y'all.
It's a great point.
And I think it's I've been getting in trouble with percentages lately. I just think it's a very low percent of people.
But yet you always.
Here you go.
Give us one, Keaton.
No, I'm gonna say like 7% of people actually mean to have like bruh.
He keeping his numbers low today.
I'm gonna speak for myself.
Okay.
And experiences and everything. It's rare that somebody actually meant to have a child with somebody, and when they first met them, their intention was like, oh, I could see me be a parent with this person. A lot of people just be practicing shooting up the club, and when you shoot it up and it stick, you be like, oh, damn, I did like you, I did love you, but I'm not sure if I signed up for this. Because I see people loving to do the action more. You mess around and get this person pregnant, or y'all mess around and have a kid, but it's like, hey, yo, did you really ask all the right questions? Was you really in this to be a parent with this person, or was you really just digging? And that was cool. Like, because people don't, this is what I hate. This is going to sound bad.
Digging was crazy.
I can dig it.
Hey, I'm just saying, because bro, I've seen people be together, accidentally get pregnant, and be like, oh hell no. So what the fuck was you with them for? If the pregnancy threw you off that bad, how you committed to somebody you not accidentally, but like you have an unplanned kid, and now you mad as hell that a kid is on the way.
I don't have an answer for that. Another question that just popped into mind is like, are you with that person because you see them as a good partner, or are you with that person because you see them as a good partner and a potential parent? Because some people are good partners but not good fathers, mothers, and some people just don't have it at all.
So, but if I want to be a dad, I can't separate that baby in the bathwater. If I want to be a dad, you being a good partner to me means you will be a good parent because I know I want to be a father one day. So I'm not going to be committing all this time to you and building all these things when I know I want to be a dad, but I got a question if you're going to be a good mom. No, I'm not doing that.
Let me chime in right here.
All right.
I think that to go with your point, Keenan, I just don't think that people are being honest about what they want. So you have people coming into these situationships. You have people coming into these half relationships and saying, hey, you on the other hand, hey, you know what? I want to have kids. I'm looking for a future. The other person is blatantly telling you like, yeah, no, I'm cool on kids. But because you're so into that person, you're thinking you can change their mind. And then when it does slip up and happen, that person is reacting exactly how they told you they would. That's my first point. My second point is I don't understand people. I think Asia said this, how people just look at other people. Like, let's say the guy has 2 kids or the girl has 2 kids. And you see they're already not in any way, shape, or form a good parent.
Mm-hmm.
What possesses you to have a child with that person?
Yeah, I ain't lying, bro. That's facts, bro.
I just don't understand that.
They found out why they had the first 2 in the first place.
Yeah.
but
Hey,
I will say, if I could, if I could chime in, I think everybody made great points. I think that the exposure of who you are the exposure of yourself, if you haven't done the work, does come when you have children. And it's the one of those relationships like your mom and dad that you can't choose, like you don't have any choice but to do those things, but to figure it out. Right. In my eyes, right. In my view, like I had no choice but to deal with whomever I had a child with. Mm-hmm. And I think within that limited options, because if you're in a relationship, I could leave. Like if something is revealed about you that I don't really care for, I can then choose to no longer be in that relationship. But once we have a child, I'm now forced to be connected to you forever.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, go for it. So I think that in that moment, if you are co-parenting, or if you're choosing to parent together, you don't have you got to figure it out if you want it to be productive, or you can be unproductive.
So my question to you,
that's true.
My question to this question. So do y'all feel like it's irresponsible to be doing the rhythm method with somebody you don't see yourself having kids with?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. That changed my whole life, bro. Quick story. That happened one time. That happened one time. I was with somebody and it was a scare. And I was like, there's no way in hell I would ever do that again.
Like, and this is where my like rigid thinking come in. Like, dog, if you out here smacking something raw and that happens, I can't feel bad for you, dog.
Hey, bro, but time out, man. What we don't have to go into like those type
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
I didn't even know that. I'm not even know,
bro. Because you could be. It's a lot of ways it can happen. It ain't got to be raw, bro.
No. But this is my thing. This is my
Monday
thing.
Night Raw.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
I like that was bad timing.
I like to have plastic on my shovel.
I wasn't talking about you. Maybe you was out there smacking something wrong. I don't know what you was doing. You was digging. That's what they did, got you. Hey, he was digging. I guarantee he was digging with him.
I had gloves on. I had gloves on.
Oh, so you was 6 feet.
What was your point?
All right, so
the
point I'm making is if I'm a guy and I'm out here moving the way I'm moving and I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm not protecting myself and you end up getting caught in that game, I can't feel bad for you, dog. Yeah. Now, if you were trying to protect yourself and it end up happening off of like, oh, how did we get here? I know I did this, that, and the third. I will have more empathy, or I will feel more sympathy towards that because you were doing all the things and it just happened anyway. Mm-hmm. Like the number one, her being on board. If you don't see yourself having kids with them, then I would not be smacking it raw.
Great advice.
DJ Marcus Sales says baby exposed commitment and willingness to deal with a product of love without guaranteeing it will still be there. respect, bro. I hate to say this. I just feel like if you're a responsible adult, being a parent is just an added responsibility. Like, you go through the emotional things, you go through all the other stuff, but like, it's a very high percentage of people. If you're responsible now, you're not gonna all of a sudden just become a bad parent because another added responsibility comes into play. I rarely see that happen. I'm just telling. I mean, that's my thought.
So, are you basically saying that babies ruin relationships because people don't like each other?
Way to bring that back home.
Can I go half and half? Because this is another thing. I also feel like people should plan kids. I feel like people should plan kids. Should plan.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because I use me and my wife. We were together. We was married 7 years before we even had our first kid. And what we lean on now in these tough times with those two young babies is everything we created then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's hard. People don't like each other because you ain't been with that person long enough for them to change. So you only knew that one version of them. So they have a kid, cool. I'm 34. What I liked at 19, I did not like it 23. I did not like it 27. Now I didn't like it 30. Now I don't like it 34. But my wife and I saw those changes before we had kids and while we had them. So when she's not the same person, I'm not shocked because the core is still the same. People got to stop thinking because let somebody go through a change before you have kids. See some type of change. See some type of situation, how they handle it before you start shooting up the club. I'm done.
That was good.
Yeah.
Or opening up the club doors.
Man, I'm going to tell you, man.
All right. All right.
I'm out of there on that one, brother.
Shout out to Louis.
We got to hold everybody responsible, man.
Hey, Louis, next question.
It's the video, boss.
No, because you wildin'.
I'm using your analogy. It's a video, bro. It's the clip. So.
Oh, not this one.
It should be a one.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm an aggressive, dominant female. Right. So how do I get a guy to break those walls down?
Put the shoe on the other foot real quick. I just want to, note what this be sounding like to me. I can't wait for a woman to come along and bring me into my masculine era. I mean, the right woman to really motivate me to really protect and provide for her. Because most of these women done had me in my soft era for so long that I don't even know if women are really worthy of bringing out my masculinity. So I really got to trust the right one in order to be the man that I'm supposed to be. Who dating me? I say something like that.
Well, you know what's crazy?
Who with me if I'm saying that me being a man is contingent on you being the woman that you're supposed to be? Like, be realistic. You feel me? And again, this not to knock my beloved. I don't know her, and I don't know contextually what she means by having walls up. You feel me? And that's why I said I'm trying to be gracious. But I find too often, especially because it's popular rhetoric, that a lot of women will rather choose to place their healing, to place their progress on the backs of a doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like ladies, bro, because again, I find it more with women. Take men out of the center of your life.